guys, I'm Allie.
And I'm Lance. And this is our 1996 7.3 liter Power Stroke diesel.
Let's get started with the outside of our bus. So this is our first mural that we put on our schoolie. I really wanted to go for a foresty vibe. We currently lived in the desert when I painted this and I was really craving the forest. So I put just a ton of trees. I put the Teton Mountains in the background with some Rust-Oleum oil paint. And it's held up pretty well. I did this about a year and a half ago, and there's also some artwork on the other sides, but this is probably my favorite thing that totally explains our school bus, pretty much.
This here is our rooftop deck. It is fully made out of aluminum by yours truly. We have cedar mounted on the sides just to pretty it up, and it holds all of our solar as well as extra storage up top. And then moving on to our back deck here, I'll show you how we attached it and how we added on to our bus. So here I actually just extended the frame out and pushed the bumper out and then added some supports with some more cedar wood on top. And this is done excellent for holding our motorcycle, our bikes, and all of our extra outdoor goods.
This is our latest artwork on this side. I did this last month in a Home Depot parking lot. So we kind of wanted to do the forest vibe on the other side, and now we're doing our ocean life. So we have our manatee Mabel here, we have our great big blue whale. All of this water comes from a shooting out volcano that moves on into this coral, beautiful reef. Right above it is my favorite part, this lighthouse. I love it so much. Anyways, moving on, we have our One-Eyed Willie shipwreck, which if you're a Goonies fan, you'll totally understand this reference. And then after that, we're just adding on more sea life, and I've slowly been adding on to this mural, and it's gonna be full of different fish, different sea creatures, different things that you find in the ocean, and I mean, it's the ocean.
All right, now you're on top of our roof. We have 600 watts of solar. This is our rooftop Dometic AC unit. And then we have 2 air vents that push and pull air of our liking, and they really keep the inside of the bus cool. Here we have some railing, so that way we could strap in extra storage up top, which has been really great. We didn't plan on doing that originally, but it's been very helpful. We like to kick back up here on occasions. We have an umbrella, and right here we have a spot for an umbrella to go in, so we can really just hang out up on this top deck. So I could not find wheel spikes for this bus, so I went ahead and designed and 3D printed these. They're actually just pressed on, and they have not given us an issue yet. So slip them on and they're good to go. This is where we store our 400 amp hours of AGM batteries, along with some extension cords and other things to plug into shore power. This is just bolted into the original bus frame actually, and then I made some supports on the bottom. As simple as I could do.
So our bus is called the Reaper, and we wanted something to kind of make it look scary, right? I surprised Lance with this design mid-build, went out, did it the same night I surprised him of it. So it's kind of our monster teeth. Gets us scary looking down the road. There's some Easter eggs in here. We have a tiny ice pick hiker. We also have a gecko, past the bugs. And then we have a guy climbing right here holding on to the tip of the tooth. And we just really wanted it to kind of have a scary feel going down the road, because a lot of buses are super light and fluffy, and we want to do something very different and super kind of spooky because we love Halloween.
So this is actually our original bus door. It used to accordion in, and we went ahead, flipped the hinges around, and then welded this solid piece in, as well as creating this metal piece with a deadbolt in it, so that way we could lock it and open it outwards like it is right now. Okay, so our spotlight here was a afterthought put on of the bus, and it has been absolutely our most favorite thing at nighttime. We can see any bears or leopards or cheetahs outside, and it's really helped us out when we needed to just come outside.
I think that's it for the outside. Now we're gonna go check out the inside. When you first come in, you'll notice our cedar plank stairs. This also matches our rooftop deck. And then we just added our flooring that's also on the inside for the stairs, and it's worked out great. Super easy. It was a really clean fix to kind of tie in the home aspect. So this is our handy dandy bookshelf. It basically carries all of our quick grabs. So we have a ton of dog leashes, some lights, our bear spray, some cards, all of our little tactical gear, because it's really nice. You can just open the door and grab whatever right here. And then moving over here is our dash area. So there was a big pocket here that was just empty, and it was super deep, and we would always end up storing like a vacuum or a broom there. And so we decided to build out a big old storage closet pretty much. So if you open this, you can see we have our dog harnesses and basically a ton of shoes and our fire hydrant and everything tacked in here. This is our baby. A new moon poster. We'll shut that in for the night. But yeah, this stores way more. There's so much stuff behind those shoes. You gotta fill the dash space. You have to fill the dash space.
This is where we find ourselves when we need to drive. This is our captain's seat. It came with the bus when we bought it, and we can't find a better seat, so this is what we're using. We've left all of our original buttons in here. This fan is amazing because we don't have AC up front. It's only in the back, and everything works. We have currently 77,000 miles on this bus and going strong. So this is our seat belt. It's actually a racing harness out of an old project of mine. And then as we come up here, we're gonna go into our sound system. So we have speakers thrown out throughout the bus. And we added our cedar up here that ties into our roof. And then it had a window up here actually, and we went ahead and made it into something that we can look out of.
So above our driver's seat, we have some more of my wood burnings up here. And then behind this is our biggest upper head storage that we have. And we put little baby locks on it, which helps it from opening. But basically, all the upper head storage is just random stuff. So we have our games, bicycle helmets, some extra computer stuff up there. And then as we move over here, this is all of my art stuff, and then we have extra toiletries in this shelf. Next to that, we have our pots, pans. Some of them are down here right now, but this pretty much holds all of our big cookware items. And then below all of this upper head storage is our most multifunctional space in our bus. So under these cushions, obviously our couch, is our toilet and all of our solar storage. So on this side, we can lift up this flap right here, and we have our toilet seat. And this is a DIY composting toilet, so there's pretty much, we 3D printed out a urine diverter, and that urine goes to our black water tank. And then for our number 2, it goes into a bucket with our peat moss, coconut, whatever you use to compost number 2. And then under here is our toilet paper roll. So you lift that up, we store our peat moss in there, and then we usually have extra toilet paper rolls below that. So this is our whole bathroom space that is always there. And then this propane fill actually ties into our outdoor shower. So behind that, we have this door, and it's really nice to have this door behind the toilet because we actually can pull out our composting toilet through the door rather than tracking it in and all the way through the bus. So we open this, we hook up the propane line, and then we have our portable shower that we just hook up onto the door to shower outside pretty much. Then on our other side, we have our solar section. So on this section, we have stuff under it, but we have all of our solar components. We have a 2,000 watt Renogy inverter, along with all of our extra solar stuff, ton of wires. We have our fire extinguisher just in case anything goes off under there. So this couch basically holds 2 of our most important things, our toilet and our solar. This stove we got off of Craigslist from another RV people. It was a resale, and it works beautifully. We cook a lot of pizza, a lot of pies in here, and it has a 3 burner stove top. Then above it, we actually added this hood vent so we can suck out any smoke or food items. And then it has this light as well attached. And that's helped a lot during, you know, cooking things. You don't want the heat or the smoke in here, and it really ventilates out really well. Above this is just some extra storage space. We've added in some books. We have some of our movies in there. And then under the stove, this was kind of an awkward space. So this is one big wheel well right here. So we didn't want to waste anything storage wise. So we just made our storage around the wheel well. So this thin one holds our cutting boards and some pans behind it. And then under here is actually where our outdoor shower is stored. And then this is our sub for our speaker system as well right there. And then on this side, it's pretty simple, but we just have our amp right here, and that controls our speaker system and all of the adjustments for that. Moving on from there, we have our fridge. Now this fridge was our last big purchase for the bus, and we used to have a smaller one, but we decided go big or go home, and it's ended up working really well with our solar. We basically run our inverter 24/7 because this is a 120 volt fridge, but it was like $400 at Home Depot, and it is a full-size house fridge. So we store everything in here. We have a full-size freezer. Above the freezer, we just have some more extra little storage space. We haven't filled that one yet, but capability-wise is there. And then next to that is our huge pantry. So we'll move Notch. There you go. And this is where we store all of our dry foods, condiments, chips, teas, all of our good stuff. And we added this baby lock on it because it would fly open. So this is like an extra grab for the weight. Below this, we have two big dogs, and they're super enthusiastic with food. So this is their one cabinet, so they don't get excited about anything else on the bus. They know that when this opens that they usually get something, but everything else they stay calm. So this is the dog corner that we call it.
All right, here is our full-size mattress. It's done really good for both of us. We've had no complaints. Up here is actually our AC unit that runs off of the bus motor. We kind of decorated it and made it look a little cleaner. We have another window on the back here that can open up. Right now it just holds an iPad, and that's how we get our entertainment, because as you see, we don't have a TV in here or anything. Now underneath our bed, we have two 42-gallon water tanks that can be filled from either side. And then we also have access to it from here. It's a little messy right now, but we have bins under here for Allie's art and my tools in case we need to use them on the road. This one here also opens. We have our trash right in here that slides out. This is our cutlery drawer as well as a junk drawer now. We're trying to make space of every little thing, so that's why we have all these awkward little spaces and awkward drawers that hold cans and cooking equipment. Now, if we move up here, we really try to utilize everything we have. So this countertop actually comes up and we have storage underneath as well. Right up here is my clothes. Here's Allie's. I'm not going to show them because that's her stuff. And then all of our drawers flip up and out, and Hank's in the way of this one. Here's another one of our speakers, so that way we can have surround sound when we're sitting up front. And then we'll move on down to our beautiful countertop. Now this is butcher block that we purchased and cut to make it fit. We wanted almost like a cascading waterfall effect, so we have our countertop flowing down in steps as it goes to the front of the bus. Now you can see our massive sink. We built the entire bus around this sink. It was our first purchase. We went ahead and bought all of our appliances based on the sink, and we did our tile and grout because of the sink. So we actually inlaid copper into our grout. This is just copper leafing here. Coming over, we have our cups in here. And we have these handy dandy gas struts that just hold everything up, and they also assist with holding it closed. Now coming over here, this is where we keep our toiletries, some books, and then dog supplies. And now we actually purposely made this shelf smaller because I wanted to make sure if I needed to bend over to the sink, I wasn't going to hit my head on a countertop like this I would. Now our roofing is actually cedar fence post. It was the cheapest wood we could find, and so we bought a bunch of fence posts, planed down one side, and then screwed it up to the roof with just multi-functioning screws. So these here are 12-volt LED puck lights that are very finely recessed into the roof and are very good and energy efficient. Now over here, this is like our #1 hack. These are quick battery lights that add a lot of ambient light inside of the bus. Now moving over here, these are also 12-volt lights, and we love these lights because they're spotlights. So say we need more light because we're working on some cooking, we can put the light right over there, or we can put it down on the table or outside, wherever we'd like, and they're just a button to turn on and off. Now this is also just a 12-volt LED that we hardwired in. It just stuck up here and it goes all the way down and around the back there.
Moving on with our kitchen section, we also have these under sink cabinets, and these basically just hold all of our dishware or squeegee that likes to fall out. This is a must for any bus because you're never on a level incline, so we squeegee all of our water into the drain, and just all of our quick cleaning supplies that we need. We also had this space in between the sink and in between the counter. So if you flip this down, we have our toothbrush section. Moving on from this, now we got the 2 big dogs, and I cook a lot, but I don't like having the dogs at my feet when I cook. So we have this baby gate section, and this actually just hooks on right here and at this bottom. So then they're kind of trapped in the living room section. I can cook, move freely, not be tripping while I'm trying to make us a meal. It's also really nice for people that come inside that don't really like dogs. We usually put them back here. That way they don't have to bombard the door and meet everyone that comes inside the bus. And then it's super easy. You just unattach it and it retracts in. After the kitchen, we have our dinner bar top. We use this more as a workspace, so it's super nice to have both of these chairs here. Lance can do his thing, I can do mine. This is also able to flip down, so if we want, we can have it flip down, and we can flip the chairs around and conversate with people on the couch and have a super open and wide walkway. With the dogs, something that we also really wanted was to have the wide walkway, so we did not take up any space that we couldn't, so we basically built off of the wheel wells. That way they can lay out and we can actually walk next to them rather than having to step over them all the time. And this is just all the same butcher block going throughout. And then we get to our bookshelf. And on top of our bookshelf, we have this tree branch. This tree branch is from my Papa and Nana's house. They've been saving it for a really long time. And we were able to install it this summer, and we're actually having our friends and family start wood burning their initials into it, and we kind of want it as our memento tree of who's been in the bus, who we've met, who we fell in love with, and it's our sentimental piece right there. Our curtains help a ton. They basically are just a bed sheet sewn on this side, and then this is a shower sheet on the top area, and in between is that reflective insulation. So it just folds down and it insulates beautifully, and it pretty much press fits in. So this is basically an insulated wall when we want it to be, and when we want to let the sun shine in, when we want to let the warmth in, all we do is roll it up like so, and then we hook our leather strap on our hook. We really want our bus to feel as homey as possible, so we've been adding all of our little touches. So this is our big picture art wall where all of our family, friends are still at. That way if we're kind of homesick, we can just look up and see them. And behind there, we also have a map, and we're starting to map out all of the places that we've been on that. Oh, and so behind this is cork, and we just basically bought a huge cork board from Hobby Lobby, cut it in half, screwed it up so we can actually just pin whatever we want in the top area.
Now behind me is actually faux brick. So this is to look like brick, but it's much lighter and it's not real brick. So we have insulation and then just this brick over it to kind of make things a little prettier. Now up front here, we have kind of our control center. So we have our radio here, and then we have a couple auxiliaries that we haven't hooked up yet. And then this is to control our inverter. This is our cruise control down here. This is actually our backup camera here. And then we have our gray water and fresh water gauges. So now moving up here, we have our phone mount. That makes it really handy to drive. It grabs on automatically. It's pretty awesome. And then this is our backup camera. So it records as well as being a backup camera and a frontward camera if this is out of the way.
Something that we've found since traveling is that we always have extra stuff. We don't really know where to put it. So we've been adding hooks. So there's a ton of hooks throughout this tree that holds scarves, water bowls, some sunglasses. And then up here we have hooks just for our hats. We have hooks all for the dog leashes. Then we have some keys and other stuff. So they've really helped out on storage hacks. How long did it take us to build, and how much was it to build our bus?
So we spent about a year and a month working on this bus. Now that was just weekends, and it cost us roughly $25,000 for the full build, including the bus. Now the bus cost us $87.50. We bought new tires for $2,200. Materials were roughly $8,000, and solar was about $2,500.
What do we do for money on the road? I am an artist, so I kind of get gigs here and there, and we are kind of building our social media up, so that helps a lot YouTube and Instagram wise, but we're kind of on vacation mode a little bit right now. We're still heading back to Vegas to type a few things, and then we do plan on working seasonally wherever we're at for summer, winter seasons.
And then I am a fabricator / mechanic, and I have been picking up little jobs on the side where I'm fixing other people's buses or doing little welding jobs for them. Now, what advice do we have for you? My biggest advice would be to fully plan your bus out first. We went back and forth on a lot of design and functionality in our bus, and it would have been great to have it planned out before we started building.
Big thing build wise that I think is try to kind of keep it simple. If you go way over the top before even taking out on the weekends or little trips, I don't think you're really going to understand that things are going to kind of fall and break. Keep it simple. A big part about bus life is making things just work and enjoying the life instead of enjoying the beauty and the Instagram pictures of it.
Get out there.
Yeah, and travel-wise, don't be afraid of truck stops. Those showers are amazing. I love truck stop showers. Those are like a blessing from the heavens. They're so beautiful. I'm Allie.
And I'm Lance. And this is our 1996 International School Bus with a 7.3 liter Power Stroke diesel in it.
And if you want to find us anywhere else, you can always go on YouTube to Allie and Lance. Allie is spelled A-L-L-Y. And Lance, the link will be below. Or you can go to Instagram at Allie and the Bus, and we post pretty much daily there. You can see all of our content. We are still currently traveling and trying to find work, so if you need any mural or artwork done, please reach out to me at either Instagram or YouTube, or you can reach out to Lance via our Instagram and YouTube.
And then I do mechanical work, so I can fix your bus, or if you want a rooftop deck or back deck, go ahead and message us and we can figure something out. Thank you for watching our tour, and we'll see you on our channel.